House of Wax, the ultimate dimension in terror, comes to the screen in Stereovision 3D. Vincent Price, at his diabolical best, will take you room by terrible room on a journey to the ultimate chamber of horrors. Stereovision 3D will synthesize before your eyes the terrifying reality of it all. In Stereovision 3D, House of Wax.
I present for the first time on any stage The Lady and the Buzzsaw. Karen, you left your bag at the studio and took mine by mistake. Where is it?
Oh, Don,
What's the matter? What have you done with it?
I left it in a cab.
Yeah, there's nothing to worry about, mister. I gave it to a cop.
You gave it to a cop.
What was in that bag, Don?
It was a head. A human head.
Don, what's the matter with you? Don, keep away from me.
Well, why don't you laugh now? Ah, please!
Who are you? You're not Ross. Killed him.
Yes.
It's all right, Don. You don't have to worry about me. I would never turn you in.
My poor dear Claire. Don't you know I wouldn't dare trust you? I'm Vincent Price. You're invited to my party in the house on Haunted Hill, where so far the ghosts have murdered only 7 people. So won't you come and make it 8? There'll be food and drink and ghosts for all, and perhaps a few murders, perhaps yours. The ghosts are waiting, so won't you join me in the house on Haunted Hill? Hurry, or you'll be late for your own funeral. Will everyone in the theater hold on firmly to his seat, please? Stop it! Stop it! I'm Vincent Price. What unearthly horror did that girl gaze upon? What manner of incredible thing walked beneath that hood? It would be unfair at this time to show you any more of what went on in that laboratory where a man actually dared to play God. So fantastic, words can't begin to describe it. You must see it with your own eyes to believe it. When the fly comes your way.
It isn't like any other fly I've ever seen.
No! 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 Please, let me look at the fly. I've killed Andre. Please help me. Call the police and...
The charge can only be murder.
We're no mistresses. I had no lovers.
Why did you kill him?
God, don't let it get out.
Inspector, it's in the garden. Come quickly.
As God is my witness, I saw the thing. It's unbelievable. I shall never forget that scream as long as I live.
The fly is on its way. Watch out for it. It's far beyond anything your mind could ever conceive. I'm Vincent Price. And if I look harassed, it's because I have just finished the most shock-filled motion picture in which I've ever worked. The Tingler was produced by the same team that gave you The House on Haunted Hill. You will actually become a part of the Tingler. This is a victim of the Tingler. He didn't follow the instructions that will be given you when you go to your local theater to see the Tingler. You will actually take part in this new dimension of fright. So join me soon at your theater.
I'm William Castle. If you're looking for a new, shocking thrill, I recommend you see my picture, The Tingler, which opens soon in local theaters. But don't be alarmed. You'll learn in the theater how to protect yourself from the Tingler.
When the Tingler's victims scream in fright, so will you. As you enter the theater, you will receive instructions and special equipment to guard against attack by the Tingler. Use it. Don't be embarrassed. It may save your life. We guarantee the Tingler will break loose in the theater while you are in the audience. The Tingler, from the producer who gave you House on Haunted Hill, starring Vincent Price. The Tingler! The Tingler! The Tingler! Watch out for Percepto, new screen terror thrill. Watch for The Tingler.
Come in. Come closer. Closer. That's right. I'm Vincent Price. You'll be just as safe in this house of fear as any of the other 5 victims murdered by the Bat. In all of the annals of mystery, there's never been a more elusive, fearsome, and cunning killer. He'll lure you through hidden passages to make you his next victim. But nobody lives forever, so why be afraid of the Bat?
How long's he been dead?
Oh, I'd say about a half an hour. Do you believe it was the Bat?
That's a Bat's trademark.
Perhaps he's still in the house.
That's possible.
It says here that the Bat never leaves no fingerprints.
That's understandable. Having no face, he probably has no fingers either.
The Bat is waiting for you.
Do you hear? It's coming back, turning the screen into a buzzing, crawling, creeping nightmare of terror. This is the son of the original Fly, daring to explore the forbidden science of transmigration that brought horrible death to his father.
You look as if you've just seen a ghost, old man.
It was the Fly.
Fear that will fasten its choking grip on you, as his weird experiments spawn the twisted monstrosities of a living hell. The Rat Man, whose hands and feet are changed to paws. The living corpse who rose from his coffin. And the return of the Fly, seeking revenge with 1,000 eyes. Smashing anything that stands in his way.
Suppose he does come here. What if Philippe does not have the mind of a human, but the murderous brain of the fly.
Then he will have to be destroyed.
Only the incomparable genius of Edgar Allan Poe could knit them so closely together. The burning passions of the purest of loves. The deadly passions of the madly prurient.
Madeline, you're leaving this house with me tomorrow.
Only I could.
For hundreds of years, evil thoughts and evil deeds have been committed within these walls. The house itself is evil now.
Here they all are. Ushers.
This is monstrous.
It waits for me, because very soon I shall be dead.
Oh, Madeline, come away with me now.
Where is she? You buried your own sister alive!
I did. But she's dead now.
The master hand of the macabre creates its masterpiece.
My father's world, Mr. Barnett. The shrieking of mutilated victims became the music of his life. The blood of 1,000 men and women was spilled within these walls. Limbs twisted and broken, flesh burned black.
Starring Vincent Price, truly a master of the macabre. John Carr in a challenging role. Barbara Steele, more blood-chilling than in Black Sunday. And introducing taunting Luana Anders.
Nicholas.
Elizabeth. Is that you? Elizabeth? While we were up here mourning her, she was alive. Struggling to be free.
You are lying, sir. When Maria screamed, where were you? You lie!
I'm going to torture you, Isabella. I'm going to make you suffer for your faithlessness to me.
You harlot!
All the violence of angry seas. The unseen forces of the unknown. The unforgettable memories of a long-forgotten childhood. All these you will feel in your very blood.
Do you know where you are, Bartholomew? You are about to enter hell.
Jules Verne's Around the World in 80 Days delighted millions. Jules Verne's 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea excited millions. Now, his greatest adventure comes to the screen. Jules Verne's Master of the World. Starring Vincent Price, captain of this battle cruiser of the skyways.
I am a man unto myself, Mr. Prudent, who has declared war against war. That is the purpose for which this ship was built.
He fought all armies, challenged all navies. Massive, thrilling excitement, starring Vincent Price, Charles Bronson, Henry Hull, Mary Webster, David Frankel. Jules Verne's Master of the World in Magnicolor.
Tower of London, habitat of terror, the malevolent abode of evil. Behind its dank, forbidding walls, a madman, devising the most exquisite tortures his twisted, diabolical mind can conceive.
Mr. Shaw, are you content to die there? Or are you ready to grant what I wish? Huh? It's not a pretty death, Mr. Shaw. Gelder.
Vincent Price, personification of evil on the screen, stalks the kingdom of terror itself to take you on a rendezvous with fear. To look into the very face of hell and its unknown horrors. To pierce the veil that covers the shadowy figures lurking inside the fearful Tower of London.
Every drop of blood feels the freezing paralysis of fear, almost stopping your heart, as Edgar Allan Poe unfolds his tales of terror.
You will meet the master of the mansion, who loved and protected his wife with the strength of a supernatural love, even beyond life itself.
I am in command here. You will do as I say. I shall take what I desire. Your body and your soul if I demand it.
Enough! Help! Help!
Then you'll enjoy the Black Cat's sardonically humorous tale. It all started at the Vintners Convention, where the lover of wine met the professional wine taster and introduced him to his wife, a darling who delighted in dalliance.
What kind of a man are you anyway? Make love to my wife and doesn't even talk to me. You're insane. That may be, but very clever. Help! Help! Help!
In this monstrous mausoleum of the living, you will witness fury far worse than a woman scorned. The fury of a dead woman's jealousy.
Hurt you? How'd you get here?
They say they get much opium and sell me auction.
Does this world really exist?
Does this world exist where virgin beauty is bartered for opium?
1 hit, 2 hit, 3 hit,
3.5 hit.
5 hit.
Are these young girls possessing all the joys of exotic ecstasies available to own? Or do they live only in the dreams, the confessions of an opium eater?
From the vivid imagination of that master storyteller of the macabre, Nathaniel Hawthorne,
Alice!
comes Twice Told Tales, a trio of terrifying experiences, brilliantly portrayed by that personification of all evil on the screen, Vincent Price. In this tomb, you will live a pulse-quickening adventure as two friends dabble in the black arts, and a secret buried in the grave returns to haunt two unfaithful lovers.
You died, Sylvia. Been dead for 38 years.
In this garden of evil unfolds the diabolic delineation of the most fantastic horror conceived by a distorted mind.
Since my father made me what I am, he used its poisons to change the chemistry of my blood. Watch that poor creature die. You would die if you touched me.
In this house of 7 gables, filled with the brooding mystery of an ancient curse, its very walls creaking with evil, a chilling tale of vengeance casts a spell of horror beyond belief.
That was his blood. The Pynchons are cursed. Every male member of the family has died the same way.
True terror is the soft, cold caress of the raven's wing.
Your hands are so cold.
A woman whose desires transcend reality. The mysterious powers of black magic. These you will explore.
Now, what is it you need? You got some dried blood off a bat in the house?
The raven will take you careening through the darkest of dangers, into the ominous mystery of a master magician's evil castle.
Afraid, my dear? I offer you a choice. The secret of your hand manipulations, or this against this.
Well, don't just stand there.
Do something.
This is no answer.
Very well, then. Adieu to the death.
You are invited to an open house where horror will be your host. The Haunted Palace. You, who find a kind of macabre joyousness in the horrifying, will enjoy yourselves as in ecstasy in The Haunted Palace. Starring Vincent Price, a being who lived and died and lives again.
I'll not have my fill of revenge until this village is a graveyard.
And intriguing Deborah Paget, whose appealing beauty inflames the blood of the bloodless.
Charles, please.
Well, I've been very busy, but I'm back now.
Charles, no!
We have the whole night before.
His violent, torturous passions inflict both pain and terror. Lon Chaney, carrying on a family tradition of masterful motion picture horror, while the strange and feared new master of the Haunted Palace reaches for the skeleton of one long dead.
You see? He's taken her mind, her soul, just like the others.
Really, this is outrageous.
And let's think about it.
This night onward, you shall bear my curse. Burn him! Surely after all these years, I'm entitled to a few small amusements.
Your favorite creeps together again.
Well, you're here because you're dead, Mr. Black.
The hell I am.
The Comedy of Terrors. Starring Vincent Price, Peter Lorre, Boris Karloff, Joyce Jameson, Rhubarb, Joey Brown, Basil Rathbone.
Haven't you, sir?
Horror was never so hilarious.
Alexander the Great embalmed in honey, so they say.
Ghouls, ghosts, and vampires galore in a big screen, big scare horror fest in color. The Comedy of Terrors.
I was sent to keep you here until they come.
To kill me.
Vampires, alive among the lifeless, that make the night hideous with their inhuman cravings. If they are not destroyed in the flaming pits of hellfire, or staked to the ground in the light of the sun, will the unbelievable become real? A world of inanimate zombies by day, irresistible, horrifying attackers by night. Can a zombie woman's hunger for love repopulate the earth? Personalized by the motion picture screen's prince of horror, Vincent Price.
Drop them.
No, I beg of you. Mercy, mercy.
With the devil's own darling, Hazel Court.
Lord Satan, send me a demon, so I may know I'm to be your wife.
And a lost virginal angel of innocence, Jane Asher.
I want to help save your soul so you can join me in the glories of hell.
No, never.
She's a woman cursed by Satan's seneschal, whose very existence turns the white rose blood red.
Diamonds, rubies, emeralds, pearls.
Lavishly, he plants his corrupting seeds of sin, spreading living terror that not even the unsullied can escape. Nor can one who craves all the forbidden pleasures of the depraved. Each man creates his own heaven, his own hell.
Let me see your face.
Edgar Allan Poe's Tomb of Ligeia. Poe considered it his masterpiece.
She will not die because she willed not to die.
Vincent Price, magnificent, macabre, defying the deathless, jealous spirit of Ligeia. A nightmare of terror, pitting their lust for life against the unholy powers of the undead. The undead attack the living. A wondrous world of maddening horror. Starring Vincent Price in Edgar Allan Poe's Tomb of Ligeia in color.
The fun finger points to Dr. Goldfoot and the Bikini Machine. Vincent Price as Dr. Goldfoot is the man to watch. And Secret Agent 00.5, Frankie Avalon, is watching him.
Hello, darling.
Dwayne Hickman is too happy with Susan Hart to care that she isn't human.
Did you miss me, precious?
While Jack Mulaney uncovers the undercover man. All of which special guest star Fred Clark just doesn't believe.
You're nuts!
But watch out for Dr. G. Fun on the run. Wild, weird, wacky. Dr. Goldfoot and the Bikini Machine.
This is my world. I am their king.
Vincent Price. His kingdom threatened by volcanic destruction. A king so captivated by an Earthwoman's beauty, he sends his half-man, half-monster Gillmen to kidnap her. War Gods of the Deep takes Tab Hunter in his attempt to rescue lovely Susan Hart into a world as unbelievable as David Tomlinson and his bosom pal, a hen named Herbert.
Don't worry, Herbert. I'll get you home in time for tea.
This is a world as old as the ocean.
It's a hunting party. These creatures help us to obtain food.
And death is always near.
There is no way out. Not for you. And not for him.
Nor for the girl?
not as... be tied in a prescribed fashion and cast into the moat.
Only from the pen of Edgar Allan Poe could come such an horrendous tale of terror. The Conqueror Worm, starring Vincent Price in the most diabolic role of his career.
Look for the devil's marks upon him. Get on with your task.
The distorted genius of Poe creates poetic beauty from pain and uses idyllic love as a tool of torture.
Men sometimes have strange motives for the things they do.
I know.
You've got an accusation to make. I'll get your confession for you. I'm husband to Sarah Lowe's. He's a man who's out to kill both of us.
And it appears to me that we should take steps to see to his death first.
Leave the children at home, and if you're squeamish, stay home with them.
I shall kill you.
Please, leave the children at home.
Once you fully understand, your life will have to wind down a very different road.
I want to know. How long ago did she die?
She has never really existed yet. You see, she's been assembled piece by piece, organ by organ. She's a composite, like Keith.
Keith?
Yes, you remember the so-called vampire killer.
You don't have to hurt me.
She wasn't just murdered, if you know what I mean. We've got the man.
Come on! How could he snap through high tensile steel? He didn't, eh? Look.
Is it the power of black magic that crosses continents to make pawns of Vincent Price, Christopher Lee, and the mysterious man in the red mask?
My brother Edward has died.
Where is he going to be buried?
As soon as you found another body.
Do you realize the penalty for body snatching is hanging?
You're a forger and an embezzler, and now you're going to become a body snatcher.
The mordant menace of Vincent Price that threatens the woman he loves. The diabolic delvings of Christopher Lee, placing his scientific madness above the law.
To assist you in your experiments.
The wanton hedonism of those too hungry for sensual pleasures call out to the living dead.
Waking up in that horrible oblong box. No air to breathe. Every shovelful raining down on the lid.
God, Trench, do you know what that means? It means that my brother was buried alive.
Who spurs the beast the corpse will ride? Who cries the cry that kills? When Satan questioned, who replied? Whence blows this wind that chills?
What if there is a power that we know nothing of?
He's on the house. Awake! She's bewitched.
Oh, which man?
Edgar Allan Poe probes new depths of terror. Vincent Price reaches new heights of horror.
H is for heretic.
I know nothing of witchcraft.
We can make you die a minute every day for a year.
I will kill as many of you as I need to.
I curse Lord Edward Whitman. I curse his flesh, his blood. I conjure you, Lord Satan, send me an avenger.
When Satan questions, who replies? Whence blows this wind that chills? What answers when the banshee cries and kills and kills and kills? Kill, 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 kill.
Music for a murder, or 2, or 3, or 9. Who's this? Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to meet a dear friend. 9 killed you. 9 shall die.
Your wife, no, 5s. But you I will kill.
But you can't, Doctor. I am already dead.
Here, how are we going to get him off this? You take his head, and I'll take his feet. Let's unscrew him.
Dr. Vibes, who samples the finer things of life. In his own inimitable way. and experiments with fascinating instruments of death.
The what, sir? The guitar. The 10 curses visited upon the pharaohs before Exodus.
9 shall die, 9 eternities in doom.
The curse of boils, of bats.
Frogs?
Of frogs, yes. And the curse of blood. Curse of hail in the bloody middle of nowhere.
Are you ready for Dr. Fives?
Probably the most terrifying motion picture you'll ever see.
He lives. From the depths of this unholy tomb, the Avenger rises, the abominable Dr. Fives, the most deadly mastermind of all crime. Specialist in the fine art of bizarre murder, each more different, each more devilish than the last. The scorpions embrace.
You bloody rat!
The eagles caress. The sausage machine. The one-hand persuader.
He has nothing to say, sir.
Touché, Dr. Fives. And as another victim falls, the world awaits your next blow of vengeance. Only one man, only one menace, only one diabolical mind could create such chilling terror.
That's not a common thief, sir. Then, Inspector, you are faced with an impossible task. For there's no force in all the world could win a fight against such a supreme opponent.
Run, but you can't escape him. Hide, but he'll find you. Scream, but no one will hear you.
Lionheart truly believed he was the greatest actor of his time. So when these 8 professional critics laughed at his...
Sorry to have missed the meeting, but my heart is with you.
Can't believe it. His head cut off. They died dramatically. They died spectacularly. They died terribly. They died grotesquely. They died horribly. Their deaths were so bizarre, so unusual, it was almost as if Edward Lionheart had come back from the grave to create them. But of course, Edward Lionheart was dead. So that was impossible.
Oh, impossible.
Or was it?
Good day, Mr. Devlin.
Come, fire! Consume this happy world, and in its ashes, let my memory lie.
There is a seat reserved for you in the theater of blood. But warning, Vincent Price truly believes this is the most shocking and terrifying performance of his career. For your own safety, you'd better like it. Theater of Blood.
the next few moments, you will be witnessing scenes from a new motion picture starring Vincent Price, master of the macabre. To those among you who are easily frightened, we suggest you turn away now. To those of you who think they can take it, we say, welcome to the madhouse. Perhaps it was inevitable. For years, this man has played the role of Dr. Death. For years, he has pretended to be a hideous, murdering monster. Now, at last, he has actually become one. American International presents Vincent Price in Madhouse, where lunacy lives.
All I ever got was a stake through the heart.
Tonight, I would like you to meet my next victim.
Fear lurks. Evil walks. And death waits.
Death is the name of the doctor you met.
Madhouse, a cinematic shock treatment, guaranteed to scare you out of your mind. No one ever leaves Madhouse.
Key Witness, starring Vincent Price. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's Key Witness, a brand new program that tests your powers of observation while it entertains. Do you get all the facts in a story? More important, do you get them right? Well, here's the man who'll help you find out, the star of stage, screen, and television, Vincent Price.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You know, I'm really kind of excited tonight because I think we've hit on an idea that is truly different. It's called Key Witness. Now, most of us pride ourselves on our powers of observation, and we often wonder how two different people can witness the same event and yet come up with entirely different versions of it. Well, tonight we're going to try and answer that question for you. You're going to see a dramatic film in which I play one of the parts. And after each act, I am going to ask questions of members of the audience as to what they thought they heard and saw. Now, this wouldn't be television unless there were prizes, so here is Reed Browning to tell you about them. Reed, if you please.
Thank you, Vincent. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's really quite simple. We're going to select 8 members of our studio audience at random. And they're going to come up here on our stage, and they'll see the same film that we do on this big screen right here behind me. But we're going to ask each one of them a question. The amount of the prize that they'll receive will depend on how difficult we think the question is. If the contestant answers correctly, he gets a chance at the jackpot question at the end of our show. If he's wrong, the money goes into our jackpot, which tonight starts at $200. So keep your eyes and ears open as Key Witness presents Vincent Price and Marie Windsor in Tall, Dark, and Handsome.
Good afternoon, sir.
Oh, scotch and soda.
How much is my husband paying you?
I beg your pardon?
You've obviously been